Hey, what's going on? That's not a motorcycle. Nope, I'm in an car because today we're doing a car vlog, which I also do, especially when the weather is bloody cold, which it is right now. So, that's what I'm doing. Gonna talk about Bluehairs today. What's a Bluehair? A Bluehair is Marge Simpson, essentially, a 40-something housewife who has nothing better to do, nothing but time than to find things that annoy her and try very hard to control them or ban them or make them go away. The term, as often as not, by motorcyclists also means someone in an SUV who's trying to kill me, because Bluehairs cannot drive to save their lives. But in today's little rant, I'm going to go on about just the overall operation of your typical Bluehair and how it relates to a little issue I've had recently. So, background. Just going home after a hard day at work. I live in a fairly nice neighborhood. It's very low crime, very nice, very pretty. There's a lake and so on and so forth. And which is nice because it's very pretty and I don't have to worry about leaving, motorcycles out at night and all that kind of stuff. But the downside of that is some of the people who live in my area, they have nothing to do. I mean, nothing to do. So, being Bluehairs, some of them, all they can do is find shit to complain about. Which is what happened to me the other day when I got a visit from my friendly neighborhood police officer saying someone had a problem with my driving. Apparently, I was driving too fast. Now, I make it a fairly strong policy to not shit where I live. By which I mean, when I'm within a couple miles of my house, I do the limit or less. Partly because, just for safety. I mean, the area I live in, the roads are really narrow. They were all built in, the very early 20th century, most of them. So they're very narrow, they're like European roads, and most people who live there drive some ginormous SUV, and as a result, tend to drive in the middle of the damn road. So I keep it to the limit or less, just because I don't want to die, or get into, some kind of issue where I could plausibly be considered at fault. So any kind of day, I don't care how bad of a day I've had, I don't care how late I am, I always do the limit, or in most cases less, around the house. Now, I'm no angel. When it comes to being on the highway at 2 in the morning when there's no cars, yeah, I will drive very, very fast. I drive very aggressively on freeways, on interstates, on back roads when there's no one around. I drive fast. It's what I do. It's what I think most of us do, especially if you found this channel and you're watching this video, probably I'm preaching to the choir here. You like driving fast. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And in my experience, most people, kind of operate on the same wavelength I do, which is, when they're in a neighborhood where there could be, someone coming around a blind corner or some kid running after his skateboard or something, there's really no need to go stupid fast and risk killing someone or breaking their car, crashing their motorcycle, or what have you. So that's pretty much how I operate. So when this officer showed up and told me, oh, well, someone had a real issue with how you were driving the other day coming home, my immediate response was, what? So I know the officer who I was talking to quite well, and I said, okay, so what's the real story here? And he said, okay, well, this lady apparently thought you were drifting around corners and sliding the car around and driving, 80 miles an hour. And I'm like, okay, look, you and I both know I could be in a freaking open wheel race car and not do 80 miles an hour on these roads. It's pretty well physically impossible if you want to actually stay on the road and not die. And he's like, yeah, I know. So basically this bitch was just making shit up because she had nothing better to do but to call the cops and say, there is something in my little world that I do not agree with, and I want you to make it go away to some degree. And they basically paid her lip service because they have to, and that was that. But it just set my teeth on edge that there are people in this country, of all countries, who are so fucking vapid and so bored and so useless that they will go out of their way to fuck with someone they don't know who is clearly not doing anything wrong, just because they think it is their God-given right to be a cunt. And all of that just drives me nuts. I mean, we have it pretty good in this country. You know, you can have a fast car, you can have a fast bike, and yeah, you can play around with it quite a bit. You can get away with quite a lot compared to other countries. I mean, yeah, if you're driving like a complete tool bag and you're not paying attention, you can get in trouble and you can, you know, get arrested and get really big fines and so forth. But it's nothing like, for example, the UK, where if you look at a lot of UK motovloggers, and there are some I really like Baron von Grumble and so forth. I mean, if you do anything in those countries, you just get completely rogered. You know, like, I know Baron von Grumble had a bike seized because he was going too fast, from what I imagine was going fairly quickly, but I'm sure not, you know, for a sport bike, not recklessly or dangerously. He was just having some fun, like any of us do without issue in this country just about every day. So we have it pretty good here, and the fact that people just shit all over that because they can drives me nuts. I mean, the reason the UK and many European countries are so fucked up, and even Canada are so fucked up, is that you've got these Bluehairs who, you know, anything that rubs their rhubarb the wrong way to the slightest degree, they just freak and, you know, go to the legislators and say, okay, we need to ban X. It ends up being almost Soviet in nature, in that anything that is not specifically allowed is forbidden. It's just un-American to say, okay, I'm just going to go fuck with someone because I can. I'm going to try to, you know, I'm going to try to say, I don't like someone in that fast car. I don't like someone on that loud motorcycle, so I'm going to try to make that illegal. That just all drives me up the fucking wall. Kind of like these fucking idiots who are doing fucking 2 miles an hour around a really nice road. Whatever. It just drives me nuts when people are like, okay, I'm going to just completely shit upon the idea of America, which, you know, distilled down is do what you want, as long as you're not harming anyone else or scaring the horses, fine. If you kill yourself, you kill yourself, but that's your problem. Whereas in other countries, it's like, oh, no, that's, you need a helmet for that. You need a high visibility jacket. That's unsafe, so you can't do it unless you have a permit and blah, 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 blah. So I just have such a moral hatred of people who want this country to turn into that. And to the extent they possibly can on like the local microsystem they float in, they will do whatever they can. They will waste police officers' time having them come out and say, oh, well, there was a guy driving too fast and he was doing wheelies and I think he might have a gun. And, you know, just bullshit like that. They know what they're saying is bullshit. The cops know what they're saying is bullshit. But they just literally have nothing fucking better to do. So they just spend their days fucking watching goddamn Oprah or whatever the hell it is they do, and trying to ruin people's lives who dared to commit the crime of having some fun within earshot or eyeshot of them. And you people who are like that, God knows you're not going to find this video unless you're really, really off your fucking meds. But either way, fuck you all, you useless bastards. Eat your goddamn ranch-coated chicken fingers and leave us people who would like to have a bit of fun with their lives, who work damn hard so we can have a bit of fun with our lives, the fuck alone. Just fuck off. Okay? No one cares what you think. All you're doing is taking valuable time away from a police officer or a 911 dispatcher who could be dealing with an actual emergency, an actual person in need, and you're just fucking with that for no goddamn reason, because you think it's your God-given right to fuck with someone. And if you do that, you're just a fucking shithead. I have so little tolerance for people who feel a need to dictate how someone else should live their life, okay, on all sides of the spectrum. It's like, no, you can't do X because I disagree with it. Well, fuck you, I'm doing X. Oh, no, you can't do X because it's against my religion. Well, fuck your religion, okay? It's not my religion. You can't do X because it'll kill the children or something. It's, you know what? Unless it is actually proven to kill children, shut the fuck up. Go away, eat your fucking chicken fingers, and leave me the fuck alone. So, if you're a Bluehair and you call the cops because you can to fuck with someone who is clearly doing nothing wrong or just having harmless fun, like popping a wheelie or going a little bit fast on a back road somewhere, fuck you. Get a life, find something to actually accomplish with your life and stop trying to ruin the fun of everyone else who has a better life than you. Leon Loco, pissed off at fucking Bluehairs.